public defender is an attorney employed by the community and responsible for giving legal aid without cost to any person who seeks it and is financially unable to employ private counsel. It is his duty to defend those accused of crime until the issue is decided in a court of law. The first public defender's office in the United States was opened in January 1913. Over the years, other offices were opened. And today, that handful has grown to a network of lawyers cooperating to protect the rights of our clients. Mrs. Barton?
Yes.
My name's Matthews. Won't you be seated?
Thank you.
Mrs. Barton, I understand that you requested the services of the public defender at the time of your arrest this morning.
That's right. I don't have any money. Everything happened so fast that I didn't know what to do.
Most people don't at a time like this. Cigarette?
Thank you.
Care to tell me about it?
Well, I guess you could say it started about 2 months ago. My husband and I were on a picnic with our little adopted daughter. We were driving home and...
We must do this more often.
Oh, there'll be other picnics. Picnics and parties and boat rides.
You know something, Mrs. Barton? That's why I picked out a baby daughter. So I could watch her grow up doing all the things her mother did when she was a little girl.
Mommy.
While Fred Barton was killed instantly in the crash, his wife and daughter had miraculously escaped serious injury. When the danger of shock reaction was over, Nancy was released from County Hospital to build a new life for herself and little Kathy.
There now. My little girl's all sweet and clean and ready for a nap.
Why do I have to take a nap, Mommy?
So you'll grow up to be big and strong, like Mrs. Romano.
Oh. Are you going to make her take a nap, too?
Oh, not just now, honey. Oh, why do people always pick times like this to ring your doorbell?
I don't know. I'll take care of Kathy. You go and see who it is. You go, boom. Oops. Here.
Just a minute.
Hello, Nancy.
Mrs. Beam, I wasn't expecting you for... Oh, come in, please.
Thank you.
I suppose you're here to check on Kathy.
Well, that's the nicest thing about these adoption cases, visiting all the children we've placed. But first, may we talk for a while?
Oh, of course. Sit down.
Thank you. To begin with, I want you to know how sorry I am about your husband.
If you don't mind, Mrs. Beam, I'd rather not talk about it.
I'm afraid we must, since it concerns little Kathy's future.
But Kathy's almost mine now. The adoption will be final in less than a month.
I'll be perfectly frank, Nancy. Our investigations show your husband left very little in the way of insurance or savings.
Fred didn't make much money. We were planning on taking out more insurance, but... well, we just never got around to it.
That's most unfortunate. Nancy, how do you intend to support the child?
Well, I was a waitress before my marriage. I thought I'd go back to that. In fact, I'd been offered a job at a drive-in.
How much will you earn at the drive-in?
$30 a week. But Mr. Powers said that the tip should bring it up to $50.
I hope so, Nancy. I'd hate to see anything happen to you and Kathy after all you've been through already.
$70, $75, $2. Thank you very much, sir.
What's the matter, kid? You look like the roof just caved in.
It has. Mr. Powers, do you have any idea how much I've earned in tips in this last week?
Oh, I figure that's your business.
Exactly $6.85. That's a long way from the $20 you promised.
So I made a wrong guess. What about it?
I've just got to have another $10 a week. I can work overtime.
Sorry, kid. The other girl's got to earn a living, too. You won't get rich standing here. Domino Club? Let me speak to Nick. Nick, this is Lou.
Yeah, Lou.
I've got a new recruit lined up. Yeah. Brunette. About 25.
Real hungry, huh? When can I take a look at her? In about a half an hour? Sure. I know where to park. Yeah.
Will there be anything else, sir?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. How long have you been working here?
Why, 2 weeks. What?
And with tips, that's about $35, maybe $40 a week at most. How would you like to double that?
I don't understand.
Excuse me. I'm Nick Edwards, owner of the Domino Club downtown. We can always use a good cocktail waitress. Well, that is, if you're interested.
Well, gee, I don't know. The money's fine, but I've never worked in a nightclub.
Serving a martini is no different than serving a malted, except the pay is better. Here. You think it over. If you decide to give it a try, give me a call tomorrow. Keep the change.
Thanks. Maybe I will.
This is Nancy Barton, the new girl I was telling you about.
Hi, honey.
And this is Sherry, our hostess. And Harry, the world's best bartender.
How do you do?
Hi, kid. Glad to have you with us.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
Nancy's a little green at this. I'm depending on both of you to shore the ropes, huh?
Sure thing, Nick. Suppose we get started now before the joint starts hopping.
What do you think?
Nice kid, Nick. Maybe a little too nice, huh?
That's just it. No one could suspect anything coming from a kid like that.
It wasn't more than a week before Nancy found that her job involved a lot more than she had anticipated.
We've been palsy-wowsy all night. You're not gonna give me the brush off now.
Honey, I only wanted a couple more for the road. And this time they're on me.
Well, that's more like it. Hey, waitress, come here.
Yes, sir?
My friend and I are leaving. Would you ask Harry to mix up a couple of specials on me?
You're gonna buy me a drink. You're cute. What'll it be?
Sherry wants a couple specials, whatever they are. She says she'll pay for them herself.
Coming right up.
Where's your car parked?
Out in the back. Why?
Well, the boss doesn't let us date the customers, so I'll grab my things, sneak out, and you meet me there in a couple of minutes, huh?
All right. I'll do that. Goodbye now. Hold it, kid.
What's that?
Well, it's help sober him up. Won't do Sherry any harm either.
Are you sure it's all right?
It's the least we can do. If he tries to drive in that condition, he's liable to get killed.
Well, since you put it that way.
What she got?
Special of the house. Try it.
Oh.
There, feel better?
I feel great. Say, where is that dame?
If she thinks she can stand me up, she's got another thing coming, believe me.
What's wrong?
All of a sudden, I feel dizzy. I
You better
can't
sit
breathe.
down.
I gotta get out in the air. I feel... Oh.
Harry!
We better get him out of here.
I'll get an ambulance.
He's had too much to drink. He'll sleep it off.
But he was all right until I gave him that last drink.
He's had too much to drink, I tell you. Here, grab a cab, go home and forget it. We'll take care of him.
I don't want your money. I'm quitting. I never want to see this place again.
Mrs. Nancy Barton?
Yes?
You work at the Domino Club?
Well, I did, but I quit the job last night.
Afraid you'll have to come with us.
I don't understand.
We found a man in the alley near the club this morning. He'd been drugged and rolled. He claims you did it.
I didn't do it. No matter what they say, I had nothing to do with it. You've got to believe me.
I believe you, Mrs. Barton. The question is, will a jury?
Then you don't think there's much chance?
All I can say is that we'll do everything that we can to see that you get a fair trial. Yes?
There's a visitor for Mrs. Barton. He says it's important.
But I don't know anybody who would...
Now, you see, you probably have more friends than you think. You'd better go see him. It'll do you good.
But you were going to ask me some questions.
They'll keep until you get back.
This way, please. You've got 10 minutes.
Mrs. Barton, won't you sit down? I'm Raymond Crandall. I've been retained as your attorney by Mr. Edwards.
But I thought after last night...
Oh, you don't think Mr. Edwards would let you down, do you?
I don't know what to think. All I know is that I want to get out of here.
That shouldn't be too difficult. I'm sure we can have bail set at $2,500.
$2,500? But I couldn't raise that much money in a million years.
There's no reason why you'd have to, if you play it smart.
What do you mean?
Whether you realize it or not, Harry was acting on his own last night when he drugged that drink. But, unfortunately, that still doesn't take Nick or the club off the hook.
What's all that got to do with me?
Just this. Inasmuch as you haven't got a previous record, if you do exactly as I say, I'm sure you'll come out better. Now, Nick will make complete restitution to Harry's victim. And in return, I'm sure we can get a suspended sentence. If you plead guilty to being Harry's accomplice.
Oh, the contemptible... I won't do anything of the sort. I'm innocent.
Well, just how do you hope to prove that in view of the victim's own testimony? Not to mention that of the corroborating witness who actually saw you serve the drink.
I'll leave the legal details to the public defender.
Public defender? You are naive.
At least he won't ask me to plead guilty to a crime I didn't commit.
Mrs. Barton, let me ask you this. Who pays the district attorney? The state. And who do you suppose pays the public defender? The same state. How you think that over, Mrs. Barton?
Well, I don't know what to do.
Of course you do, Mrs. Barton. You do exactly as I say, and you will go home with your daughter by noon. Or stick to your public defender and hope that your child will still remember what you look like by the time you get out of state penitentiary.
Mr. Matthews,
Yes?
I have a message for you from Mrs. Barton.
Yes, what is it?
She asked me to tell you that you won't need a public defender. She's made arrangements for her own attorney.
Thank you.
Is the accused represented by counsel?
She is, Your Honor.
Do you wish to make your plea at this time?
We do. The accused pleads guilty as charged.
Due to the special circumstances of this case, as contained in this recommendation for clemency from the Office of the District Attorney, I hereby sentence the accused to a term of 90 days in the county prison. Said sentence suspended.
You thought that girl might need our help?
She still might, someday. Crandall did a great job for Nick Edwards.
I don't get it.
Well, with the bartender on the run and the girl admitting that they pulled the job without his knowledge, Nick is in the clear.
Well, it's the DA's problem.
And ours is to guarantee everyone, innocent or guilty, full protection of the courts. And I'm not so sure she got it.
But you can't take Kathy away from me because of what happened at the club. I didn't do anything wrong. You've got to believe me.
I'm sorry, Nancy. It's out of my hands now. I have a court order to take the child with me.
I don't care what you have. I'm not going to give Kathy up. I won't.
You should have thought of that before pleading guilty to the charge.
What else could I do? They threatened to give false testimony. Oh, I know it was foolish, but all I could think of was getting out of that awful place. Home to Kathy.
It isn't as though you were giving Kathy up forever. There'll be a hearing. You'll have a chance to prove you're a fit mother for the child.
Sure. I'll have a chance. Like last time. With 2 strikes against me before I start.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but it doesn't alter the situation. For the time being, at least, Kathy must come with us.
But there must be some other way.
I'm afraid not until after the hearing. Now, will you get her ready to go, or must I?
I think I'd rather do it myself. Kathy, how would you like it?
I'm trying to make Teddy take his nap.
Honey, I don't think Teddy needs a nap today. In fact, there's a nice lady outside who's come to take Teddy and you to her house for a visit. Won't that be fun?
Are you coming too, Mommy?
Not this time. But there'll be lots of other little girls there for you to play with.
I don't want to play with other little girls. I want to stay here and play with you.
Oh, Kathy. Oh, I can't. Kathy, honey, you've got to listen to me very carefully. We're going to play a little game, honey, and you've got to promise me to be very quiet.
All right, Mommy.
Now, first of all, tiptoe over to that window while I get our coats. Go on.
Please, we can wait a few minutes longer.
Are you out of your mind coming in here with every cop in town on the lookout for you and that kid?
Where else could I come? I need money. Enough to get both of us out of the state.
What do you expect me to do?
You owe me a week's back salary. I never did get paid.
You got sprung, didn't you? Let's just say it went for legal fees.
I'm warning you, Mr. Edwards. If I don't get that money, I'll...
You'll go to the police? Tell them you were framed? Why don't you get with it? You had your chance in court and you muffed it.
Now, you take the kid and get out before I call the police.
I thought we'd find you around here. I'm sorry, Mrs. Barton, but you'll have to come with us.
Nancy Barton was booked on a technical charge of endangering the health and welfare of her daughter. This time, she had no hesitancy in seeking the assistance of the public defender. Let's put it this way. You were framed for one reason, to protect Nick. Now, if we can only connect him somehow with the actual crime, it might be a different story.
Yes, but how do you do that?
Are these pills that you saw the bartender put in the drink, do you remember exactly what they look like?
Just like any ordinary bicarbonate of soda tablet, I guess. There's a dispensing machine behind the bar.
Well, then, did you see him actually take the tablets from that dispenser?
No. He was standing beside the cash register. And now that I think of it, I saw the tablets in his hand when he closed the register drawer.
Are you sure of that?
Yes, fairly sure. But what's all that got to do with it?
We'll let you know as soon as we take a look for ourselves. Call Harris at Bunko.
Kind of slumming, aren't you, Harris?
You might call it that. All right, Hogan.
Hey, what is this, a roust?
Relax, Nick. We've got a warrant. I'll ring up no sale.
Are you going to do it, or am I?
Sure. I've got nothing to hide.
Take out the trays one at a time.
Now, look, what is this?
Start at the front, Nick. One at a time.
All the way out, Nick. I'll have the police lab run a check on this. You know something, Nick? You don't look so good. What you need is a good bicarbonate of soda.
All right, let's go.
As a result of the evidence uncovered at the nightclub, both Nick Edwards and Sherry Drake were sent to prison. Attorney Raymond Crandall was disbarred, and the previous misdemeanor conviction of Nancy Barton was set aside. The case you have just seen was brought to a fair and just conclusion because of the efforts of a public defender. We congratulate Public Defender Francis T. McCurry, Cook County, Chicago, Illinois, and his staff for outstanding achievement in the cause of justice.